going, guys? Welcome back to Basketball Down Under. Today, Sotto finally had his breakout game. Now, before we get started, we need to clarify a few things. Kai did not have 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 blocks. No. But Kai has finally shown that he has some confidence to actually do something in this league. Now, a couple of days ago, Sotto and the Adelaide 36Ers played against Southeast, Melbourne, and Zhou Qi. We've spoken about Zhou Qi and we've spoken about Sotto, both of these guys, a fair bit. Now, Kai finally showed that he can produce in the NBL. In 18 minutes, he had 4 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, and shot 50% from the field. And he did have a 3-point attempt. Now, Kai only shot 2 from 4, and you guys already know what I'm saying. If you're only shooting 4 shots, that ain't it. I know he shouldn't be forcing shots, but he should be getting a few more attempts than 4. He should get really at least 7 to 8 shots up a game. That's not that many. But Kai was an absolute force. Like I always say, he was able to alter shots on defense and getting 8 rebounds. He was on fire on the glass. The 2 buckets that he had were some massive dunks that he had. A big alley-oop pass by Daniel Johnson and another nice dunk. Kai was just going absolutely off with those 2 big dunks, and I thought he was in for like a 15-point game. Unfortunately, he just didn't get enough shots off. Now, he did play 18 minutes, which is on the higher side of what he normally plays, which is great to see. Like I've been saying, he's finally getting more minutes. Halfway through that game, what happened? What did I predict? What did I tell you? There will be injuries and Kai will get more minutes. Kai is gonna get more minutes. It's bound to happen. Isaac Humphries, one of their starting centers, did get injured a little while ago, and he has got more minutes from that. Cam Bairstow, the Adelaide 36ers' second best player behind Daniel Johnson, also the same position as Sotto, got injured. Now, this guy has had a history of getting injuries that can put him out for months. As unfortunate as it is, there are opportunities arising for Kai from this happening. Fast forward to today, Perth Wildcats versus Adelaide 36ers. Sotto finally had his first career start in the NBL. Wow, it finally happened, and I called it. I told you there would be injuries and Kai would get his time to shine. We have a big issue on our hands, people. Now, Kai only had 1 rebound in his 7 minutes on the court, but 7 minutes isn't a lot. But the big issue we have on our hands is I think Sotto got injured. There's got to be a reason why he's only playing 7 minutes, and I couldn't find the exact injury. But it does seem to be a lower leg, knee, ankle, something like that. But the good news, there is silver lining, there is good news to this situation. Kai didn't have a big incident. He didn't roll his ankle and fall on the ground. He didn't get someone to step on his foot or his knee, or he was pushed or anything like that. He just didn't come back on, which is generally a good sign that, hey, maybe he was just a bit tight. Maybe he rolled his ankle and no one really saw. But he didn't have a big incident that could put him out for months, even years, which is fantastic to see. So I know it's a bit of a shame that I don't know the direct injury that he has, but I reckon Kai, if he is injured and even does miss a game, it won't be more than a week to 2 weeks. He would be listed as day-to-day in the NBA. But hopefully, let's pray. I don't think he's going to be injured, and let's pray that he can stay healthy for the remainder of the season. But moving back onto that Southeast Melbourne game, we actually saw Kai shine because he played against Zhou Qi, a 7'3" player from the Chinese national team, who is once again one of the only guys bigger than Kai. Now, Zhou Qi's been dominating in the NBL, and Kai held him to only 7 points for the whole game. You can't tell me that Kai didn't have a breakout game, holding the Southeast Melbourne Pheonix superstar center in Zhou Qi to only 7 points. That is a phenomenal effort, and we actually could see how much of a force Kai is on the defensive end. So Kai took that momentum into the game going into Perth, but unfortunately did seem to get injured, and I'm not happy to see that. But I'm kind of putting that game versus Perth to the side because he did only play 7 minutes, and if we look at that game versus the Southeast Melbourne Pheonix, Kai really did come out of his shell. He looked vocal, he looked aggressive, he was not a passive player, he was doing his thing, but we just need to see him shoot a few more shots. I know Kai's watching the videos because he's starting to shoot a little bit more than he was at the start of the season. We saw him pull that 3. I was praying he'd make that 3 because, hey, that would have been so much fun to talk about. Sotto splashing 3s from downtown. It was a good shot, didn't miss badly, unfortunately did not go in. But those big dunks that he had, those blocks, the steal, and most importantly, the 8 rebounds really showed to me that Kai can hold his own in the league and has potential to be a problem for his opposition. I'm looking at Kai's development, and although he's got the strength to match it with a lot of these grown men, I do genuinely reckon that it is in his best interest for him to stay another year in the NBL. I'd advise against going to another team in another country because he's already got rapport with his coach. Unfortunately, Kai Sotto's coach is not well, and they do have an interim coach in the meantime. I'm not sure how long that'll be, but either way, these coaches know Kai's game and what he can do. If he stays another year in the NBL, he's going to get more minutes, more exposure, and really be able to boost that draft stock. But overall, that breakout game was so exciting to see. It was just unfortunate that the next game he sort of went into a shell with only 7 minutes of game time because he potentially got injured or whatever it was. But I can tell you, you guys already know you can trust me because I told you he'd get more minutes because someone else would get injured. He will be back no longer than 1 to 2 weeks at the maximum, which is only 1 to 2 to 3 games. It's not that many. He'll have plenty of time to prove himself. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and I'll catch you later.